Have you ever finished pleasuring yourself only to feel a little off afterward? Maybe a tinge of guilt, maybe your energy crashes, or maybe you just feel disconnected. Now, here's a hard truth that no one tells older men. Masturbation isn't just about release. It's about what your brain and body learn every time you do it. And there's one crucial mistake that most men over 60 make during self-pleasure. A mistake that rewires the brain in a way that damages your libido, confidence, and even your relationships. So let's break it down, backed by science and psychology. Because it's time we talk honestly about men's health, especially when it comes to pleasure and performance. As men age, testosterone naturally drops. That's no secret. But what doesn't get talked about enough is how habits, especially sexual ones, either support your hormones or sabotage them. You might be thinking, I've been masturbating for decades. It's no big deal. But here's the catch. After 60, your brain's neuroplasticity shifts, meaning the way you stimulate yourself literally reshapes the pathways your brain uses to feel arousal, release dopamine, and respond to real intimacy. And if you're doing it wrong, yes, even one small mistake, you could be training your brain to need more stimulation, but feel less satisfaction. So what is this one thing that older men must avoid? Mindless, porn-fueled, fast masturbation. Let's break that down. We're talking about scrolling through endless explicit videos, rushing to climax, zoning out emotionally, completely disconnected from your body. You might think that watching porn and finishing quickly is harmless. But here's the science. This trains your brain to associate pleasure with instant, high-intensity novelty, not touch, connection, or presence. It's called dopamine dysregulation, and it's a real issue among older men. According to research published in the Journal of Behavioral Addictions, overstimulation from visual porn floods the brain with dopamine, but the crash afterward dulls your natural response to arousal. Over time, this leads to something called pleasure resistance. Translation? The more porn you watch during masturbation, the harder it becomes to get turned on by your partner, or even feel satisfied afterward. Let's rewind a bit. Remember your early sexual experiences? They were often slow, exciting, personal. You paid attention to your body. You were present. Fast forward to now. If masturbation has become a mindless habit, done while distracted, rushed, or just to get it over with, you're stripping away the most important ingredient of male sexual health, emotional engagement. Psychologist Dr. David Ley explains that sexuality is deeply intertwined with emotion, attention, and connection. When those elements are missing, even in solo play, your brain stops releasing the right mix of hormones like oxytocin, serotonin, and even testosterone. The result? You feel less motivated, less connected, more alone. Let's get real for a second. Doing it the wrong way may feel like stress relief, but in the long run, it creates more problems. Decreased erectile strength. Dopamine overload numbs the brain's arousal response. Lower testosterone. Studies from Harvard have shown that chronic overstimulation suppresses natural hormone production. Mood drops. Without the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, men often feel emotionally low after climax. Weaker prostate health. Rushed. Release without full engagement can leave the prostate tense and understimulated. Over time, these symptoms can turn into erectile dysfunction, low libido, irritability, even depression. But the good news? You can turn this around with awareness and a few simple shifts. Now, this might sound unusual, but science backs it up. Mindful masturbation is one of the most powerful ways for older men to protect their sexual health, boost hormones, and reconnect. with their bodies. Here's how. 2. Slow down. Instead of rushing to climax, treat it like a ritual. Take 10-15 minutes. Use this time to reconnect with your body. Notice your breath. Feel your skin. This slow engagement activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps improve blood flow, erection strength, and mental clarity. Ditch the porn if you've been using porn every time. Cut back, or better yet, go without it entirely. Replace visual stimulation with mental fantasy or memory. This forces your brain to fire up its imagination and rebuild dopamine sensitivity. Bonus: it improves confidence and focus in real-life intimacy. Stay connected emotionally. This might sound odd, but try this. Keep your hand on your heart while you touch yourself. Sounds silly? Not really. Studies show that engaging your emotional centers while being physically stimulated increases oxytocin, the feel-good bonding hormone. That means less post-climax regret and more emotional energy. Breathe deeply during self-pleasure. Breathe like you're meditating. Deep inhales, slow exhales. Why? Because breath activates the vagus nerve, which connects the brain to the gut and genitals. This encourages full-body pleasure, not just mechanical release. Focus on sensation, not just orgasm. The goal isn't just a climax, it's presence. Notice where your body feels most alive. Focus on that. The brain rewires based on attention. So when you bring full awareness to your sensations, your brain says, "Let's make this easier next time." Over time, this increases natural arousal, sensitivity, and confidence. Change your habits, and here's what happens over the next 30 to 60 days. Increased testosterone levels. According to a 2003 study published in Urology, men who avoid overstimulation and practice moderate arousal experience spikes in free testosterone, stronger erections, better blood flow from slower, more conscious stimulation leads to improved performance, better mood and motivation. Oxytocin and serotonin help with energy, emotional stability, and drive. More intimacy with your partner. Without porn fog, men become more attentive, present, and sexually responsive. And perhaps, most importantly, you feel in control again, not dependent on screens, not rushed or regretful, but empowered. Let's clear a few myths. Myth number 1. It doesn't matter how I do it. Release is release. Truth. The way you get there teaches your brain how to feel. Quality matters more than frequency. Myth number 2. I need porn to stay aroused at my age. Truth. That's only because your brain is desensitized. Take a 2-week break and your brain starts to reawaken. Myth number 3. I should stop masturbating altogether. Truth. Not necessarily. Masturbation, when done mindfully, actually supports prostate health, testosterone, and mental clarity. It's how you do it that matters. Many older men grew up in an era where talking about sex, especially solo sex, was taboo. That shame sticks, and that shame silently shapes behavior. But here's the truth. There's no shame in pleasuring yourself. The only shame is in ignoring how your body and mind respond to it. When you take control of your habits, you take control of your health, your hormones, and your happiness. Want to try a new way starting tonight? Here's a quick 3-step routine. Set a scene. Quiet room, warm lighting, no phone. Make it intentional. Breathe and touch. Slow, present, with curiosity. Explore sensation, not just speed. Close with gratitude. After climax, or even if you stop before, place your hand on your chest and say, "Thank you, body." It might sound weird, but it works. It builds a new emotional pathway between your brain and your body. Do this a few times a week, and you'll start feeling the difference. At this stage in life, it's not about how often you perform, it's about how deeply you connect with yourself, with your body, and with the people you care about. Don't let one bad habit rob you of your full sexual potential. Reclaim it, reinvent it, and remember, you're not alone. Millions of men are waking up to this truth, and now you are too.